Good morning. It's Tuesday, November 23rd, just a couple of days away from Thanksgiving Day. Gobble, gobble. We have some special guests with us today. I'm Dr. Tony Rail Sutherland with Raquel Sims. She's back with us today. Hi, Raquel.
Good morning. How are you doing? And speaking of Thanksgiving, you see I have my wrap on. I'm getting in the holiday spirit here.
There you go. I mean, whether or not it gets cold or not, we got to put on the air. I have actually put on the air conditioner so I can make the fireplace work, which is stupid, I know, but well, you know.
Hey, it's s'more season, so whatever it takes.
There you go. Well, Raquel, tell us a little bit about the different ways people can watch us.
Yes, most definitely. So you can watch us on our YouTube channel. We are back live on the HCC TV channel, and it's happening at 12 and 5. So make sure you check your local listings. And also, please keep up to date with us on all of our social media platforms. And you can find us at the Houston Community College District page. Again, that's the HCC District page to watch all the up to the minutes and anything that is coming up within the station.
Excellent. So now you can see us both on TV, cable, social media, all these wonderful places. So there you go. Now, today we have two very special guests. One of them you've seen before. In fact, if you were here yesterday, you saw him, Benjamin Escobar. He's an HCC TV staffer, but more important, I would say, is that he is an HCC student success story. And so we're going to talk to him. How are you doing, Benjamin?
I'm awesome. I'm doing great. I'm honored to be here. So thank you for having me again from yesterday.
Okay. So we'll talk to you a little bit later about how you got all this success and all this wonderful stuff. But then first, we're going to go and meet Daniel Flores, who is the director of the Honors College at HCC Northwest. Welcome to the show, Dan.
Hi. Thank you. I appreciate the invitation to be here again.
We're so glad to have you. I mean, we have honors college people on quite often, but it's always wonderful to hear all the different things that are going on. And we have 6 colleges, whatever, and there's a director at every one, and you're one for honors for some Northwest. So tell us, though, a little bit about we're going to go into honors college, but let's learn a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about you and how you came to HCC.
Oh, yeah. So I'm a philosopher by trade. So when I teach, I teach philosophy. And when I publish in philosophy. And, I came to HCC. I had met some people in the philosophy department through different conferences throughout the United States. And, I got to talking with one of them, and he was telling me about HCC, the diversity and the philosophy. To make a plug for the philosophy department real quick, it's pretty broad, and we teach a lot of classes compared to other community colleges. We teach about 2 or 3 times the amount of courses that other community colleges teach. And I was immediately attracted to it. So I was in the job market. I was applying all over the place. I applied, interviewed, and got the job. And so I've been here actually December 29th, I will have been here 10 years, starting my 11th year. So
that's wonderful. Why do you think HCC has so many philosophy classes? I think it's wonderful, but what's special do you think about HCC in that regard?
I think there were some good people that started the program way back and who had a real mind for education. And, not to sound biased, but I think philosophical education is terribly important, broadly speaking, to any type of education. And there was a couple of people in the beginning who really, I think, understood that and pushed for a lot of the classes that we have. So, I'm going to give tribute to my historical antecedents, and that's yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, all right, let's go back to Honors College. Tell us a little bit, especially those who may not know. I mean, a lot of us do, but tell us a little bit about what Honors College is and why it's important for a student to try to be a part of it.
Yeah, excellent. The Honors College is a college within a college. We have our own curriculum, which is one of the things that sets us apart. That curriculum consists of some core classes, to English, to government, to history. There's a philosophy ethics class. There's a humanities class, and a couple other honors depending on what your major is. So we hit the core classes, we make them honors classes, and there's special instructors that teach those classes. They're capped at a lower seat rate, so 25 students in a class, and they get sort of specialized attention. They get attention from myself as the director, from the instructors. They all have, for example, my phone number, and I wouldn't do that with sort of general population students. Tonight, in fact, here from 4 to 7, we're having my students called it years ago. They called it the Honors College Northwest International Potluck Thanksgiving Potluck. So we're doing that tonight, and it's a group of us and the instructors, and we're going to hang out together in my lounge. And sort of break bread. There's a lounge that each campus has. They vary in size and capacity, but it's a place where they can take a rest, have a little bit of a repose from the day. There's computers, they can sit, they have lockers, there's a kitchen, no open flame, but there's a microwave, they can make food and brew coffee and have a refrigerator. We offer travel. Now, COVID, of course, has restricted us. We haven't really been able to do much in the past 2 years. I'm not sure what we're going to do in the spring, but we travel, and that's a huge part of their education. We have cultural events. We have, they do volunteer work. We have events out in the community. It's really the whole package, and the whole aim. You asked about why. The whole aim is to develop each student's character. And I know that sounds sort of weird in today's educational society, but we really try to hit the whole person. That's kind of our tagline, is we treat the whole person. And so curriculum, travel, special attention, and that ends up producing a student that frankly looks really good when they apply to their universities. And we have an incredibly high acceptance rate. It's somewhere in the neighborhood of about 94% of our applicants, our students who apply to universities, get in. So, I can go on, but that's kind of the core.
And it's such a great learning experience, especially when you do travel. I know that you've gone internationally, and then maybe next spring you might go nationally, right? What are some of the places you guys have gone?
Oh, yeah. Well, we've been all over the world. So Turkey, Rome, Italy, Rome, Florence, Venice, London, France, Paris, Barcelona, Madrid. So, number of places. If we get to travel in the spring, it's probably, I'm guessing here, it's probably going to be in state, in which case, I've taken students to San Antonio before at the Mission Trail. So there's some neat things that you can do in about a day. We could go down to Austin, spend some time at the state capitol, and there's some historical places. We'll fit in a performance, a play or an opera or something like that. So there's things we can do locally too, but it's a huge part of their education. For many students, it's the first time that they've ever left Houston or ever left the state. And it's a really amazing experience, particularly when we get to go overseas.
Yes, it's always a learning experience. Well, some big takeaways for your students. I think they also get to rub elbows with the chancellor. Is that true?
It is true. And I got to say, it's been a pleasure to see the chancellor's involvement. And we always impress upon the students how important and rare it is that the Chancellor himself will travel with us. And we have a couple of functions throughout the year that the Chancellor always makes an appearance. One is the graduation. Chancellor's always there. Another is the dinner we have usually about the week before we travel. And it really sets a tone for us and for the students. We've expanded because of the Chancellor. I believe it was the second day of the Chancellor's job when he was hired. He went to the honors graduation, and it made such an impression on him. He immediately wanted to expand, and we went from one college, Central College, to now we have 5, and in a time of about 6 or 7 years. So his involvement is great, and the students love it. I think the Chancellor's favorite thing is to interact with students, and I'm not just saying that. I've seen that, and his commitment is why we're here. So, yeah, I've
seen him smile. It's a genuine smile when he's around students. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It really is. So now, how do students apply for this, and what are the requirements for them to even be a part of it?
Absolutely. So I would encourage anyone who's even interested to apply. It is competitive. We only take 25 students a cohort, 25 students per year at each college. So each college will take 25 students. You can go to hccs.edu/honors. It's pretty short. Luckily, we are now fully online. No more paper applications. So that's one of the updates we completed last year.
One of the good things out of the pandemic, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's so many benefits to doing that, particularly for students. It's just easier for students. And what do you need? Well, you need college placement on your exam. So the TSI is college placement for the SAT. We need a 480 for the reading and writing. We need a 530 for math. Or if you do the ACT, a 23 or higher. You need a 3.5, either high school or college GPA. If you have college credit, then we look at the college GPA. If you don't have college credit, we look at your high school, and that's on a 4.0 scale. We need 2 letters of recommendation from people who can speak to your character, who are not friends or family members, supervisors, counselors, people
those
like
that are not prejudiced toward you, right?
Exactly. Okay. We're not prejudiced toward you. And then we need, of course, if you fill out the application, there's some other, we need a complete application, no blank spaces. If you don't know the answer to it, put do not know or NA, not available. And then finally, there is an oral interview with the director. So the director looks at the applications. We set a schedule, bring you in, and we sit down, and my interviews take about an hour and a half per student. And I know it's tough, and there's questions, and it's personal, but that's part of how we make our decision, and that's part of what sets that culture for each college.
Well, that is just so wonderful. We're going to have a post at the end of the show so that students know how to apply. Mm-hmm. And Daniel, we're just so happy to have you with us today. It's so wonderful to learn about all the different programs that HCC has, and this is one of our best, I think.
I agree, and thank you for having me. And again, if there's any students out there who are even curious, please reach out to each director. And it doesn't hurt to apply. It's competitive, can't guarantee anything, but I look forward to looking to your applications.
Okay, thank you so much. Daniel Flores, Director of the Honors College at HCC Northwest. Now it's time to go back and visit with Benjamin Escobar. He is our HCC TV videographer, one of our videographers, and he's also an HCC student success story because he started out as a student intern and now he works for us and does so many other things. Hi, Benji, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me again.
Excellent. Well, tell everybody, what made you even choose to come to HCC?
So I started my college career at another college, and I started taking just like all the basics that everybody takes, like your psychology classes, English and social studies type classes. But that college necessarily didn't have any filmmaking program or anything per se, or nothing too strong. It was just kind of like certificates. But I was looking for maybe like an associate's degree or something in filmmaking or something around that study. And I was just looking online one night and I was like, is there any colleges in Houston that do this? And I came across HCC and I was like, whoa, HCC. And I clicked on their filmmaking program and all the extensive stuff that they had. And there was a special button at the bottom that said, come on a tour. And I was like, it doesn't hurt to give it a tour. Click the button. I scheduled it from 2 days after that. And they toured me around the facility in A-Leaf Hayes. And I was just impressed by everything they had to offer. And I was like, let me sign me up. I'm going to applytexas.com and, become an HCC student. And that's how it happened. That's how I came to HCC. And I'm very happy that I did.
Well, I know that HCC really has a special program in film production. They have a lot of up-to-date equipment, top of the line, that kind of thing. It's not like a lot of universities and stuff, they have the program, but they don't have the up-to-date equipment. HCC actually does. And you learn from people who are in the business. So that's really good. Tell us about some of the things that you did. Now, I know that, how has HCC helped you in getting into the career that you want?
Well, it helped me so much. I mean, it's just starting off with the classes and everything that they showed me there. When I was in high school, there was an AV type of class. That's kind of where my love started. And, they went into depth about like editing and stuff like that. But once I got to HCC, I was a little, I guess, what could you say, naive. And I was like, oh, well, I kind of already know this stuff. But no, there's really way more to learn. And that's what I've learned. With HCC, there's always more to learn. So it really gave me more knowledge about this career that I'm trying to take on. And it really helped me get from point A to point B. Like I said, I started at HCC. I took one of the capstone classes where you have to basically go out and intern with anything in the field. And I really couldn't find anything. Even at that time, I was working at Univision, and I couldn't get an internship there because their time was already past the deadline for me to sign up for an internship there. So I asked one of our members here at HCCTV, Chris. He was my professor at the time. And I asked him, hey, is there any chance you could get me like an internship there at HCCTV? And he was like, well, I'll come back to you on that. And within a day or two, he came back and was like, look, our spots for the interns are taken, but I'll do this for you. How about you kind of just I'll take you under my wing and you'll be my personal intern. And then we'll see how it goes from there. And so like for the rest of like a 2-month period, I was just under Chris's wing, and we were going to meetings and learning, because he's basically like the chief
engineer,
broadcasting engineer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I learned all the technical side stuff that I had never learned before. Things that even now, like I use them to this day. Like he shows us how to do stuff, and we do it at HCCTV now. So it really has helped me, and basically that's why I'm here, where I am today.
The more you know, the more you realize what you don't know.
Yeah, really.
And at HCCTV, now you learn the technical stuff from Chris, right? Mm-hmm. Which helps you in the creative end, actually. Mm-hmm. Well, what are some of the other things you did at HCCTV in your internship?
So, that was in my internship. I did do like packages and stuff. They sent us out to events, and we would, get stuff to fill people in with what the college is doing, which is awesome. They actually do a lot of stuff. And also watch our stuff, people. Anybody who's watching, they're awesome stuff. I'm telling you myself because I make them. But they
are good. They're very creative and very professional.
And we had a great team of interns when I started, and we actually did this whole show called the HCC Tv Student Lounge, which was a show for students by students. And we had like a series of guests. Every show had like its own topic, and we would basically extend it out with the news, with the guests, and then we would at least even have that segment where we would share like our favorite movies or anything that was coming out around that time. And I was also around the time when my internship, when I was there, we got hit with COVID. And,
yes.
you know, actually
yes.
the show was
what a
done
memorable experience.
The show was done during COVID. So keep in mind, this show started during COVID. So we did everything. We tried to figure everything out through Zoom. We would grab each other's files because we record everything through Zoom. And that showed a lot. That really was a learning curve, really, like editing from something where people aren't even physically there. You're just getting them virtually over a screen, which probably has never been done like ever.
To that extent, no.
Yeah. So that it's just that's some of the stuff that I worked there. Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. So you've got talent experience, you've got editing experience, shooting, all those wonderful things. What's some advice that you might give to students who are thinking about maybe going to HCC or college or just not knowing what to do with their lives?
Yeah. Keep in mind, I was that kid at one point coming out of college, high school. I was like, what do I want to do? Like I knew since I was little, I wanted to do something in the entertainment business, but I just didn't know what. And I came out of high school with the idea of like, well, is it a good career? Is it not? And I was there. So I really give the advice. I really want to give you all the extra push. Try it out. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything. You're still at home, which is if you're from Houston, you're still stay at home. It's a great program for anybody. And it could be that extra step to even move to that bigger 4-year college. Like one of my ideas is to maybe even go off to University of Texas for the radio, TV, and film program, which some of the classes are taught by Matthew McConaughey. But I do highly encourage HCC is a great place to start, and you won't regret it. I promise you that.
Great. Thank you. Well, thank you, Benji. We so much appreciate you being on, and you are truly a student success story and a great model for others, you know, to learn this. You can do it. If you want to do it, you can do it, and HCC can help you. Benjamin Escobar, our HCC TV videographer and previous HCC student intern, but now a student success story. Wonderful thing. Okay, well, now it is time for us to go to Raquel. She is from our Stafford METV area. Raquel, you do a segment, of course, on the news in that area. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. Well, I just want to also say congratulations to Benjamin. I love hearing your story, especially also with Daniel. I've had an opportunity to work with HCC Honors College and also check out the Student Lounge, and it just blows my mind to see how HCC is always pouring into their students. And speaking of, I just recently attended the SMART career fair that took place at the workforce building. And it was just amazing. You know, as we all know, HCC has professional partnerships with local employers. And so a lot of them came out at this recent career fair that was put on by the Job Placement and Career Services. Alfred Hassan was there. Mr. Mark Kane was there. A lot of individuals was there representing for HCC. And that was amazing to see that. And also one thing that stood out on our end was that, you know, for disabled and accessibility, it's been critical trying to find a job, especially with COVID-19. And so the Fort Bend Center for Independent Living has recently put an initiative together. I'm so sorry. That's like an alert going on in my background. Well, I'm sorry.
That's okay. My
sorry.
dog may bark any moment too, so go for it.
Okay, so with the alert that's going on, the Fort Bend Center for Independent Living helps with training and resources. So anyone looking to get back into the work field and you feel like you don't have the accessibility or just the strength to get back going, the Fort Bend Center for Independent Living has a lot of resources. So reach out to them. And also, y'all, this touched my heart. So I had a chance to speak with this young group of women. They were from different high schools. Like I think some were from Dulles, some were from Clements, but they were all around from the Fort Bend County area. And they created this nonprofit called Loaves in Need, like bread of loaves and need, like, kneading bread. And it all came from them to fight the food shortage and food insecurities that have honestly progressed since COVID-19. So they put together drives, they attend charity fairs to provide, whether it be necessities like canned goods and breads. And so I was speaking to these young ladies and I didn't realize that they were in high school. I'm thinking they're in college, but they were in high school. And just to see what they're doing for the community was truly inspiring. So I just wanted to put that out there. So yeah, that's what's been going on our end. If you aren't doing so already, please don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, HCC Stafford TV Studio, and on YouTube as well as HCC Stafford TV Studio. And for our Twitter, it is HCC SW TV Stafford. Thank y'all so much, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving holiday week.
Ooh, thank you. Well, there's a whole lot of things going on at HCC. We can't cover them all, but it is time to graduate. And you can join the festivities. We have Saturday, December 11th, Road to the Future Parade. It's a parade in Stafford. So that's a neat thing. And we have also something called Share Congratulatory Messages. That's going to be December 13th. That's where the student line invites staff and faculty to write their congratulatory messages to our graduates. And they get to read them at the official grad party. So that's another neat thing. Also, Dr. Michael Edwards is taking on a new name. He is the interim Northeast College president. So, and it's going to be effective December 7th. So we're real excited about that. Dr. Edwards is currently Associate Vice Chancellor for System Operations and has served HCC for the past 25 years. His broad administrative experience includes serving as interim AVC of Communications and Marketing, acting president of Coleman College, executive dean of Instruction and Student Services, and dean of Workforce Development. He has been all around, but he is so wonderful to work with, very smart, intelligent. Congratulations, Dr. Edwards. Now, one more thing before we leave. Spring registration is here.
Yeah.
Go for it. You want to tell us about that?
Spring registration is here. Don't forget to register students. There are 5 ways that you can learn: online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, in person, and hybrid lab. All students are encouraged to contact their instructors for details on their classes and to watch their emails for the latest postings from the Chancellor. For registration to all HCC programs, please go to hccs.edu/now. Iota.
Very good. Very good. Now, Small Business Wednesday is tomorrow, and we'll have Sarah Mercier of the Learning Ninjas. So we'll see what that's about. She won $8,000 during the HCC's business plan competition. And then Ronald Esposito, program coordinator for HCC's paralegal department, will also be here. So, we'll be here. We got one more day before we see Thanksgiving. We're glad to see you. Thank you, everybody, for being on the show, and thank you for watching. And we will see you next time on Up to the Minute.